Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Dave is here. I'm glad to have you back. Don't forget to subscribe and like the content, and I hope it's going to be indeed helpful for you as we start the new season. I come with very big news. As of a few hours ago, FPL is live. The game is ready. Just get to the FPL channel. Those that use the app, go to your app, and you should be able to work on your teams and begin organizing them. Now it is official. It did start with a few price reveals as of yesterday. I think they did for three main ones, obviously, and then from then on they went live as of today, just a few hours ago. So this is why this stream is coming up today, for you to just be updated on everything that is new that has just come up in the last about 20 to 48 hours to do with FPL. But the most important news is that the site is up, it is live. A few hours ago I think it went off as they were updating obviously the new player prices and everything, but we are now up and running and ready to go. So what else should you know? For example, as I've mentioned, those that use the browser can still be able to access the app on the browser, and those that also have the FPL app, it's also available and live for you to do that. So the admins especially that have mini leagues, begin sending your invites to your different players, your different opponents, your group chats, and make sure that people begin subscribing and linking up onto these mini leagues that you've created. But it is indeed true, the game is live. We are preparing for game week 1. It's time to go in and begin building your squads, building your teams, more importantly creating those mini leagues so that everyone can be able to participate. And I think in one of the streams, I think before the end of the week, I've talked to a few admins, and I think I'll be sharing a few mini leagues that some of you can be able to join in and compete with your colleagues and compete and probably even build your online community of FPL nerds. So one of the very first people that was revealed yesterday was the robot himself, Haaland, and it was an increase of price. Last season he was at just at 14 million, and as of this new live season he's at 15.5 million. So it begs the question, is he still relevant with this expensive cap that he has on him? Do we still need him in our teams? He was last season's top scoring player. He's a robot, as we all know. It is one of those sure captain. It was indeed the most captain last season. Had over 244 points, 5 assists and 29 goals. So you get to realize why indeed he was the number one pick for very many people. So you also get to understand that the price, to me, I think is justified. He's now the most expensive, I think, in the game history, because we've seen them move from the likes of Van Persie, from Salah, who has left the league as of this season. So to me, that jump of 1.5 million I think is justifiable with the way he works, and because he's one of those people, like as we said, is the safest captain picks. So we shall get to look into whether he's one of those people you can be able to mold into your team, or you'll probably have to let him go. The other person was the king of assists. That was Bruno Fernandes, and for me I think he had the biggest rise. Last season he was at 9 million. He's now at 12 million. That's a raise by 3 points. Like, no matter how important he was, no matter how helpful he was, to me the price is still a bit high. So you'll notice on every I always try to provide my verdict, and I think for Bruno it's a wait and assess, because I wasn't impressed by him in the World Cup. He looked like he was tired, he looked like he was out of it. He didn't even do half of the performances he puts in for Manchester United. He could not even replicate, let's say, a quarter of that in the World Cup. So to me, I feel like this break him being eliminated from the World Cup was good for him, and it was a welcome break for him as well. So let's see how he spends obviously his time off. But as of the World Cup, I wasn't really impressed, and I don't think I would recommend jumping onto him this early yet. So in some of these cases, we're going to see whether there are other assets within those same teams that we can probably jump onto. A person like Cunha, a person like Mbeumo. Now, those are people that I think might have probably a better upside. But Bruno obviously came through with 233 points last season. He was the number one ranked midfielder, as we all know. The assets came in handy. He was on penalties and always assured, and the goals also came in as well. But he still remains a very good target as well. The other player that was provided to us was Gabriel. And he also had a price increment. Obviously last season he was at 6 million, he's now at 8 million. And with this I think comes the question of whether we can be able to back him, or whether he can be able to put in those performances without Saliba, because we do know Saliba is out for about I think 3 months, because he's going to have that surgery. So we do not know, is the Arsenal defense still going to be reliable without Saliba? That's a question that we wonder. And also, could there be a cheaper way into the Arsenal assets, especially the defense assets? That is something we shall go into. But he was indeed the highest scoring defender, and which justifies his increment as well, 161 points. But we do realize at some point he was out for a period of I think 2 months with an injury, so he could have been able to get even much more points than that. So that's what I was asking. So we have people like Julian Timber, we have Calafiori, we have Mosquera. We do not know first and foremost who exactly is going to be partnering Gabriel in defense. That's something we need to look forward to. But then you notice that there are still other cheaper options or cheaper ways into the Arsenal defense that we need to consider. So these could be differential picks, these could be safer picks, but obviously the safest that we know is nailed is Gabriel. But these are different options that we're going to be looking into as the season goes on. So now that the game is live, these are the different analyses we're going to be going through on the channel. In my next stream, I'm going to bring my first draft. I've not yet worked on it yet. I have a few ideas here, like I'm dropping them here, but we shall come and look at the different drafts. We need to also weigh whether we are spreading our money across the entire team, or we are going for the high picks, the likes of Haaland, Bruno and Gabriel. So all of those are the different options we are going to be going through. But more importantly is that we need to begin building our teams, begin looking at those transfers as we keep on noting who exactly is coming in, who is leaving, who is nailed, and who is the starter and all that. And more importantly as well is that our deadline, our game week one deadline, is going to be on a Friday the 21st. I mentioned this yesterday in the previous stream at 8:30. That's our time, EAT. Arsenal will be playing Coventry as the first game. So we need to keep this in mind, because now that the FPL is back, these are the things we have to look out for. The deadlines, the transfer news, the injury news, all this becomes relevant again, and also watching the matches so that you know exactly who to bring in. So part of the questions of that I think I raised from that I got from yesterday was, some of you did not or weren't sure of the changes, for position changes. I didn't capture this in the previous audio. Yeah, we've had a few position changes. For example, Lewis Kelly was moved from defense to midfield. Dogu was moved from defense to midfield. Krupi Jr., who I believe is a very good asset, I actually did come through for me a number of times last season, but was moved back to midfield from forward, as well as Mamouche was moved from midfield back to a forward position. So these are some of the questions we're asking ourselves. Do you build your team around Haaland? Do you spread your money around to capture to be able to bring in the likes of Bruno Fernandes and all the other stronger assets? These are the questions that you need to begin thinking about. Planning also your moves, how you're going to be able to make use of the chips, because like I mentioned in the previous stream, the chips remain the same. They're double as we did last season, but now it's also very, very important how you strategize, how you get to use them. When do you activate your first wild card? When do you plan on making use of your free hit? When do the triple captain can make, like we know it makes wonders, and you're able to move and jump from one position to another. So when do you get to use all that? So as we go forward and as we proceed forward through these streams, as I mentioned, we shall get to see a few drafts for my team as we prepare, because we still have a bit, like a fortnight or two to go, really, for us to go to prepare for our first game week. So there's quite some time, and these are some of the things we need to begin looking into. The friendly matches have already started, so all these were going to come in handy. So keep locked onto the channel, your number one source for all the latest and all the first-hand information you'll get for FPL. And I can assure you that as long as you're onto the channel, you're going to win your mini leagues. You're going to have a meteoric rise from last season's rank to this season. You'll note that, and you comment and let me know in the comment section. Yeah, I think that is it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you next time. God bless you.